I saw something really interesting on the way up here. This one's going to be a blast. So let's rate and review Brentwood Driving Test Centre. Firstly, checking out the facilities and then having a blast around the roads to check out the area and how difficult it is to pass here. Oh, Brentwood is so fun. The test centre's in the middle of nowhere in what looks like a completely abandoned house. Tests start off from the parking spaces on the main road here. If you check out the back though, there's a staff-only car park and some steps up to the tiny waiting room. There's one toilet. It's not the Ritz, but it does the business. I've been waiting here for like 20 minutes. There's no driving instructors around to ask about the driving test centre, so we'll just go and get on with it. This one feels like I'm in the middle of absolute nowhere. Brentwood is such a chill place. I'm discovering the most interesting things on this exploration of driving test centres in England. I love Brentwood. As always, I'm gonna rank test centres on 3 things: the facilities of the driving test centre, the area, kind of like the roads, what's the vibe like, what's the ambience, and the difficulty, how easy it is to pass here. So far, I've checked out the facilities and they're lovely. It's a bright, light, modern, airy driving test centre. You're gonna feel chill waiting in the waiting room for your examiner to come out. Something in my eye. There's one toilet, which is perfectly nice. And I'm gonna give it a score of 8. I don't know what else I could ask for. It's just a bit small. But having said it's small, I just saw 2 driving tests go out. 2. So the driving test capacity of Brentwood Driving Test Centre is 2 at a time. Maybe they do 3 sometimes when they feel like it, but the capacity's small.
200 yards, bear right.
It's a small driving test centre, and as you saw, they've got their own car park, but it's for staff only. If you don't work there, don't park there.
Bear right.
Interesting TomTom thing here. She's telling me to bear right, but I can see from the road markings that this is just following the road. So not only did I not signal, I didn't take any action on that junction. What's on the TomTom is not always what's on the road. So this is for guidance. I'm pointing at the TomTom, you can't see it. This is for guidance, and what's out of the windscreen is what you drive on. I think I'm gonna enjoy Brentwood. We are outside the M25. This is definitely Essex. If you're from Brentwood, let me know what it's like. I'm enjoying it so far, but we're gonna have to get to the end before I give you the difficulty score, and then I'm gonna give you an overall rating for the driving test centre. I'm excited to see what I'm gonna find here. Completely different to any driving test centres that I've been to before. It's dirty, but that is not a national speed limit sign. It's not. That sign had a picture of a lorry in the middle. It's not a national speed limit sign. The black stripe through it as well wasn't solid, it was lines. This is not a national speed limit, it's a 30-mile-an-hour road. We know it's a 30-mile-an-hour road because there's
After 800 yards, turn left.
There's no speed signs. Look at how chill this is. The roads are extremely wide. What kind of things do you have to worry about if you're driving on this road in Brentwood? Not much. Wow, wow. Shout out to all my London heads. If this was your driving test, how good would you feel? Oh look, TfL buses. That's a TfL bus stop. But we're definitely in Essex, which just shows, like, on the Chingford video, I was like,
left, then turn left.
I was like, am I in London or am I in Essex? But TfL is not a good indicator of whether you're in Essex or not, because clearly they have TfL buses here as well. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna have some roundabouts coming up. I'm just stopping short of this pedestrian crossing because if I can't clear it, I'm gonna sit on it, and that's not a good move. Give way line, so I'm just checking to the right as well.
Go right on the roundabout and take the second exit.
Preparing for this roundabout. It's a mini roundabout. I'm gonna make maximum effort to go around it, but I can cut across it with 2 wheels. There's another roundabout coming up as well. If this is as hard as
cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
Brentwood gets, then I'm gonna be laughing. Am I gonna signal here? 2 different types of roundabouts. There's a mini round. Here we go. Interesting. Priority for oncoming vehicles. I can get there without
After 200 yards, cross the roundabout
impacting
and take the first exit, then turn left.
Without impacting this Porsche Cayenne. But if you're on a driving test, you might want to just take caution. If you're not sure that you can make it past before impacting someone else, then stop and wait. You get no marks for getting to the end quickly. Let's talk about mini roundabouts. The mini ones, which are denoted, which are marked by the blue sign.
And take the first exit, then turn left.
Thanks. The blue sign is only on mini roundabouts. A proper roundabout won't have that blue sign. So should I signal? No, because treat a mini roundabout in terms of signalling like a crossroads. If I'm going straight on it, keep no signal. If I'm going left, left signal, right, right signal. And you don't need to signal to exit a mini roundabout. You can, but you don't need to. It's like there's lots going on in a mini roundabout and you're going to exit it quite quickly. Worrying about signals as well is going to take up more time. It's going to make your steering sloppy. We can just leave the signals on a mini roundabout, but do signal to exit a proper roundabout. Boom. This junction looks pretty open. What you can do is look to the right before you get to the giveaway line, and if there's nothing coming, you can keep going. I've had far too many mock tests where learners have been told that you must stop at a giveaway line.
Roundabout and take the first exit.
More roundabouts. There's a lot of them here. So just think about it. If your instructor's told you that, just think about it. Like, there are stop lines with a solid line and a hexagonal sign.
And take the second exit.
Sure. And there's also giveaway lines. If you had to stop at a giveaway line, then there would be no need for stop signs. Right? That makes sense. Why are we putting stop signs in places if you have to stop at a giveaway line anyway? It makes no sense. If your instructor's told you that you must stop at giveaway lines, tell them to shush. Oh, I'd love to hear if you've had your driving test here. Is it really, really easy to drive here? As I was coming up to Brentwood Driving Test Centre, I had a national speed limit road, 60 miles an hour, country lane, driving through the woods. There was nothing really too difficult. Oh wow, I saw a TfL bus stop. What is that? I've never seen a bus stop like that before.
Turn right, then bear right.
We are so not in London right now. Mirror, signal, braking, 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 into second gear and turn. Perfect. Oh.
Bear right.
Bear right. Oh, that's definitely a turn right. Because we're crossing road entry marks, we must signal, even if she's just said bear right. This is the second time TomTom's given me a confusion, which is why we need to look at the road and only drive to what's on the road and use this for directions. This is a tricky one. Okay, this is the first mildly tricky thing that we've had in Brentwood. I'll tell you why I keep pausing to say Brentwood, because my brain is thinking Brentford, which is in West London. We're not there, we're in Brentford. Because the hazards are all on my side of the road, I need to be the one to give way because I've got the least priority. I'm driving on the wrong side of the road right now. Americans are going to go insane. So what we need to do here, checking mirrors to move back in. If there's anything oncoming, I can see a white van now, but they're quite far away. I'm gonna keep progressing down the road in hopes that there's another passing place, which there are lots of. The van is turning, but I need to be switched on the whole time I'm driving down this road so that I can duck into the left to give priority to anyone coming this way. I'm also driving at a reduced speed. Speed limit's 30, but I'm doing 23 along here because my brain is working. My brain is fizzing with activity, thinking about meeting situations all the way down that road. That would be a tricky one, especially if you get a car oncoming. I didn't, which was disappointing. I wanted to show you how to do it. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you if you've driven in Brentford. I did it. Brentwood. I'd love to hear from you. If you're taking lessons or if you've done a driving test in Brentwood, then let me know in the comments because this seems like a really, really lovely area to drive in and I'm a fan. Ooh, car reversing. Have they seen me? They have. I heard something really good from somebody else. I didn't invent this. Priority is something...
Turn left.
Thanks. Priority is something that you can only give, you can't take it. So even if something is your priority, like that was my priority, not the car reversing, I can't take my priority, I can only give away my priority. So to do the safest thing possible, give away your priority. Look at that. Instead of assuming that just because you've got priority, you can carry on and someone will stop for you because you're gonna end up in an accident. Send it! National speed limit, let's go. 48. Speed limit on this road is 60. I'm 100% not going to reach 60 on this road. I'm doing 44 right now and I'm going to reduce speed for this bend. Remember that speed limit is not a target. I'm at 33 right now around this bend. 31, 32. and I'm going to reduce speed, just easing off the gas around this one as well, because what you're looking for is accurate steering. We're not looking, I mean, if you got to 60 on that stretch of road, the examiner would probably ask you to slow down and you'd fail. Whatever the speed limit of the road is, you then need to decide what the safest speed of the road is and then drive at that speed. The speed limit's not drive at this speed. I know
400 yards, turn right.
Cool. I know some people think that they post speed limits and that's the safe speed for the road, because I made a video like this on TikTok and the comments were wild. If that road's 30, I'm gonna drive 30 down it. It was a residential road with cars parked on either side. Not cutting the corner. This is 60 as well. We haven't seen a change in speed limit. Oh, Brentwood is so fun. Brentwood is so fun. National speed limit road on your test. I know that this might cause anxiety because you're gonna be thinking, bloody hell, national speed limit. What that means though, well, what you can take it as is free speed limit. You choose. So right now I'm at 34, perfectly safe, 36, perfectly safe. I'm just...
After 350 yards, turn right.
I'm pushing up a little bit more and I'm just encroaching on the middle of the road. I'm at 41. I wouldn't want to go any faster than this. Don't feel like because it's 60, you have to be feeling like you have to drive fast. Look at this now.
Turn right.
The arrows are telling me there's a sharp bend. It's not a turn right, so I'm not going to signal, but I'm now doing 20. Take the anxiety out of national speed limit roads. You choose what the safe speed is. 24, 23, 22. Top tip, here's how to think of it. Do the speed where you could safely stop if something happened, right? So as we're rounding bends, our visibility is reduced. A car might be coming this way towards us. How fast can you drive to safely stop if you saw a car oncoming? I'm at 22 right now, 21. Now I can see a lot more. I know it's safer. I can increase the speed, 33, 35. I can see loads more now. I can gently increase the speed. I'm in 5th gear. There's a couple of hazards coming up, so I'm just gonna ease off the gas, see that? And now I can push up a little bit further, but I'm gonna crest a blind hill, so I'm not gonna push up too much. I'm at 46, 43, 41. Is that the M25? Got no idea where I am. So fun, 40. I feel like with the visibility I've got, I could safely stop. Hopefully that's helpful. If you're learning to drive here, this is such good training because you've got residential, you've got town centres, but you also get rural road training. Oh, this is so interesting. So exactly what I was saying before, the max speed is 30.
Left, then take the second right.
Max speed is 30. Oh, sat-nav is just trolling me now. That's not a left turn either. I'm continuing to follow the road. I'm doing 16 right now. The narrowness, the width of the road, and with how much I can see oncoming, it's not safe to do 30 around here, even though that's the speed limit.
100 yards, turn right.
Damn, if you were taught to drive in Brentford, damn, I did it again, Brentwood, then
Turn right.
you're gonna have had loads of interesting training around so many different road conditions. And we've even got 20 up that way, but we're going this way. Scores for Brentwood, I'm gonna give Brentwood, what did we give it for the facilities? 8. I'm gonna give the area 9. 9, I know, 9. Not because it's easy, because that would be under difficulty, but because it's so interesting and varied. It's not difficult.
Turn left, then go right on the roundabout and take the second exit.
But if you're driving here, you're gonna have so much experience of so many different road conditions that you as a driver are gonna be so well-rounded. I'm gonna give it 7 for difficulty because actually it's very quiet, it's very rural. Rural, that's the hardest word to say. Scrap rural from the dictionary. It's not difficult. If you practice, like roundabout, mini roundabouts, easy. National speed limit roads aren't difficult. Just know that you don't have to drive at the speed limit and you're gonna feel way better. Overall, Brentwood is gonna get a 7.5 from me. I love it here. I would love to teach here. It would be so interesting. And I hope that you, if you're learning here, pass your driving test, learn to drive and embrace the journey. You guys are lucky. I love you if you're from Brentwood. Also, what you will find useful if you're learning in Brentwood or if you're learning anywhere is here. Click this next. This is my driving test tips playlist. If you've got your driving test coming up, you're gonna need this. I promise you 2 things about this playlist. You will learn more about your driving test, and also you will gain confidence and be able to pass more easily. Why? Watch the playlist to find out. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Bye.